All right. So let's talk about this whole hacking situation again here with MGM and now Caesars. So MGM is the one who's obviously been in the news mostly, but now we have Caesars who's gotten involved in this whole thing. So, or well, they're actually involved in this already, and there was rumor they had paid ransom and all that sort of thing. But now it has become public that Caesars did at least pay part of a ransom. So we got some good news and bad news, okay, with the situation going on right now. Remember, this is fluid, so even by the time I post this, stuff could change. So if stuff has changed, please feel free to share down in the comments section, all that sort of stuff, because there's a lot going on, to say the least. So, what's going on right now? So at the MGM properties, certain areas, numerous areas are still being impacted, but they are improving, okay, because the initial probably shock of like the first day or two of this happening has subsided. That initial wave of just surprise of just getting this, this metaphorical bomb just dropped on so many of these employees who are now having to work extra hours instead they're full staffed. So many other places have extra staff helping out. So that first, wave of just shock of the whole situation has worn off. So they have been able to gradually improve. I spoke to one employee at an MGM property who did tell me the room keys are working now. So I saw that on social media earlier. So I was told that today by an employee. So that's good to know. They said room keys are working. This person said today's been the best day so far. It's been the smoothest, right? It is still slow because they still have to do reservations by hand. Slot machines, video poker machines, you still have to wait for an attendant to come pay you out. So at the Bellagio, one employee told me it's been like a 15-minute wait. So nothing as bad as it's been lately where, I've heard of people waiting up to an hour before. I've been fortunate. Okay, the 2 times I've played slots at MGM properties recently, once at New York, once at Park MGM. Both times I was lucky where the first one, the tenant came right away. Park MGM, she just happened to be right in my area. So I cashed out when I saw the attendant, so I didn't have to wait for, 20 plus minutes. So some good stuff that has come of this. So one person's a server that follows me on social media, MGM property, did say that, everything's been pretty normal. The customers and the restaurants, still getting tipped well. That people have actually more money to spend in the restaurants because it is kind of a hassle if you're going to play slots or video poker to wait to get your money out. So some people that might just be more casual players are just opting not to play. But some of the machines are definitely still out of service. So some of them, it's obvious when you look at the machine, it's out of service. Others look like they're operating. When you get up close, you see it does say out of service on there. So that's still going on. But again, they are gradually improving this whole thing. So one thing that has helped, though, that I know, I just talked to a couple subscribers a moment ago who are staying at MGM property, and they said, in their hotel, they've got MGM as people from like the corporate office. All these employees are working extra to try to help resolve the situation. They have corporate employees from offices where they don't even work on site. Here, on site, each elevator had a person in it with a radio, basically, pressing the buttons for people, do that kind of thing. So they have all these people who work in other departments, away from the properties, here on property, basically filling in to try to help resolve the situation. So it's all hands on deck. So with that, on the ground level, if you're just walking the casino floor, outside of seeing some of the slot machines out of service, you really wouldn't know that much of a difference. People are having drinks, people are eating food, people are still playing at the tables, right? I saw a couple guys playing blackjack or getting massages. Everything looks pretty normal, just aside from the slot machines. I did see someone using an ATM machine. Actually, it was working. He was pressing, numbers on the keypad. I did not get his code, but he was pressing numbers on the keypad. And so that's progress. So they are making some progress here. Now, that's some of the good news. Some of the bad news is that I did see online about the hacker group, basically, and I saw this whole statement released that they are threatening more attacks. They say they still have access. So seeing this is like something out of a movie. Okay, that's what this is like. Something out of a movie where some group of hackers get into like a multi-billion-dollar corporation system and just the lives of millions of people are just instantly affected by this. So that's some of the bad news, is that has come out. How much of that is true? Who's even responsible? I've seen different things about who is responsible, different hacker groups and all this sort of thing. I can't speak a whole lot to that right now, and ultimately who really knows. but it does look like they're making progress in that area. Now, talking about Caesars, okay, Caesars, it was just published as the day I'm filming this, that they were hacked. So they were hacked, as well, but they were asked, or, basically demanded, the group demanded a $30 million ransom. And according to the article I saw, it said Caesars paid half, or about half of that, amount. But with Caesars, people's personal information was publicly released. So driver's license numbers, social security numbers. Remember, these huge casinos like MGM and Caesars, they have properties, not just here in Vegas, but all around the country. And they have millions and millions of people in their database. So to get an actual number of how many people had their information compromised is tough. I know I went myself and checked my credit cards, that I've spent at these properties here in Vegas, just to see if there were any, other surprise charges on there or anything like that that looked funny, that looked kind of fishy. So fortunately I did not. I would encourage you guys to do the same and check those. As far as, what are these places going to offer to people who've been impacted? Nobody really knows. MGM is allowing people to, switch vacation plan, or, cancel plans and switch reservations, all that sort of thing without any kind of penalty. But remember, this is millions of dollars a day. Millions of dollars a day that, MGM is losing. Caesars paid millions of dollars and they still had information get publicly released. This is not something that's just for MGM and Caesars to be concerned about. You can pretty much guarantee that all these other casinos here in Vegas, around the country and around the world, are worried right now. I spoke to a subscriber from Eastern Europe who said that this is making news over in Europe. So think of Wynn Resorts. Think of Las Vegas Sands, who have properties over in Macau. Okay, they're not sitting here in Las Vegas like, oh man, good thing we're safe. No. They're on high alert here too, and I'm confident that they've told their properties in Macau to also be on high alert. So this is international news in the gaming world, in the hospitality and casino industry. So worldwide, casinos are on alert. They're concerned about this, and understandably so, with the whole situation. When is it going to be resolved? No one knows. So for the people who are saying, hey, I'm coming next week, next month, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? This is truly day by day. No one knows the answer to that. So that's like I said the other day, the most solid answer I have for you is that there is no solid answer for this situation right now. But I can say, from what I'm seeing here on the ground level, from the people I've talked to that are staying in the properties, subscribers of mine, staff at these places, the situation looks like it is visibly improving. It looks like MGM is doing everything they can to try to mitigate the problem. And for everything that has happened, the employees seem like they're managing it pretty well. The extra hours they're having to work, some said, my subscribers I've talked to have said the employees have had to put up with a lot, and I'm certain they have, because of the extra hours they're working, because of the amount of people that are going to be, angry about this. But there's nothing the employees can do about this. This is way out of their control. This is way out of the control of, a lot of the upper management, the executives, right, for something like this to happen. So keep that in mind. For those of you, I know some have already chosen to cancel your vacation. Some are choosing to keep their dates. You do whatever you think is going to be best for you in your situation, but it does look like it's improving. We'll see day by day how it goes and how much of this, we're hearing in media and all sorts of other places winds up coming to fruition. But that's what we got going on right now. That's what I have for you guys. So I appreciate you guys watching. That is it for this one. I'm Jacob. This is My Life in Vegas.